Welcome to a new video. Today we want to take a closer look at the first pictures of the new Williams for the 2026 season. And the question is, why are we looking at that? We will only see the real car next week on the track, and that was only a livery launch that we saw so far. So does it really make sense to look at this car? The thing is here that experience shows that the teams which did not use the official show car to show their livery showed us a car which had quite a lot in common with the real car, as we could see in Barcelona now. So if we look at renderings of Ferrari, for example, it was very much the car that was on the track. Also, the McLaren was pretty similar. But on the other hand, we had other teams like Red Bull or Alpine where it wasn't really the case. But Williams also published a spec sheet which gave us quite some interesting details about the car. So let's take a closer look at some of the interesting tech details we can see on this car. So first of all, if we look at the front nose, we can see that it's connecting to the first element. The leading edge is raised quite a lot, as we could also see it at some of the other cars. We have a pretty fat nose, and it's possible that the actuator for the front wing is also in the nose here. Because this car is not really complete, we can also see that the actuator for the rear wing is missing, and a couple of other things are missing that we will touch on in a minute. But we can guess that they will have quite a fat nose, and probably the actuator is sitting inside here. They're moving elements 2 and 3, connect to the first element with relatively small mountings. If we look at the front suspension of this car, we can only see 2 wishbones, but not a pull or push rod. But Williams was also giving us a technical spec sheet, and here we can read that the front suspension is a pull rod suspension, which is quite a surprise because most other teams use push rod. And only Cadillac and Alpine use pull rod again. And at the rear, we can see that they're using a push rod suspension. Another interesting thing here is that, for example, at the cooling system, it says that they have oil cooling, and a lot of the cooling in such race cars is done with oil. The water cooling and charge air cooling, which to me means that they probably use air-to-air intercoolers, which could then explain that they have bigger air inlets as the Mercedes, because possibly the Mercedes works team is using water-to-air intercoolers, but that's something we will probably see later. So it wouldn't be a surprise to us if they have bigger air inlets than the Mercedes. The other thing here is that we see a weight of 772.4 kilogram, and they say that is the FIA minimum weight and the non-heat hazard event. So that means for very hot races, teams are allowed to have this driver cooling unit, and then the minimum weight is increased. So that is for the normal races, according to the FIA minimum regulations. So in that setup, the car would have a weight of 772.4 kilogram, which sounds pretty much, especially if you go to the regulations. So these are the 2025 Formula One regulations. And in 2025, the regulations just said the minimum weight has to be 800 kilogram, and then plus the heat hazard mass increase. So if they have this additional cooling system for the driver. In 2026, however, in the current regulations, the minimum weight is 726 kilogram for the qualifying, and in all other sessions, 724. So that would mean the Williams is almost 50 kilogram overweight. But we have to take into account here now that the new regulations tell us this weight without the tire mass. So we have to add the mass of the wheels, and that would be 11 kilogram roundabout for each wheel. So this weight plus 4 times 11 kilogram is then 768 kilogram. And if we take that into account, what we could see here in the spreadsheet isn't too far off. So if 768 kilogram would be the minimum FIA weight, including wheels, then 772.4 is not too much more. So it's only 4 kilogram overweight, and that is not really a lot. Also, keeping in mind that Williams was late to the test because they failed the crash test. That is pretty much the worst thing that can happen to a team, and you really don't want this to happen, because what it does is that suddenly there's a lot of panic in the team, and you just quickly beef things up, you make things bigger and heavier, and you don't really care about the weight. You just want to pass that test so you can drive the car. And considering that was the case within the team, this 4 kilogram above the minimum weight is not really a lot, and it's also something you can reduce during the season. It is really a problem if you are more than 10 kilogram, more than 20 kilogram overweight, but 4 kilogram is really not a lot. Although we also don't know if that is the weight before they had the problem or after. So quite interesting there. A lot of people are talking about the massively overweight Williams, but it doesn't really look that overweight so far. In terms of the front suspension, it's also quite interesting to see that the rearward upper leg is pretty high mounted, so it's not this anti-dive geometry we saw on a lot of other cars, but this is the rendering, so it can be very different at the real car. Just one thing to note here. So interesting is the sidepod slash shark fin concept here, because most other teams try to slim down the sidepod as much as possible and then try to keep the front rear wake outboard, so away from the rear wing, for example, with a large shark fin. So we could see pretty much the biggest shark fins possible on all of the other cars, but the Williams has now pretty much the smallest shark fin, and it looks like they try to keep the front rear wake outboard with the biggest possible sidepods. And because they can do this reliable with this sidepod, they can allow themselves to have a smaller shark fin, which then in return gives them the advantage that they don't have to deal with a big shark fin tip vortex, because the shark fin is relatively small, and if there is a tip vortex, it is small as well because the shark fin starts later and the tip vortex is underneath the rear wing, so there's no problem with that. On the other hand, they have to have pretty big sidepods to make this work, and this is quite extreme also if we look at this in front view. So they have an undercut area, but at the side they just have a massive sidewall. They have a little bit of downwash at the side. This is quite similar to what we saw on the Ferrari and on the Mercedes. So they have some downwash here, but not all the way down, and the rest is coming from the side. But the Williams is utilizing this undercut flow much less than the others. So it's very possible that that's a very early version of the car, and maybe the car will look different, but it's a more conservative and more simple concept than what we've seen on the other car. So yes, it was just a livery launch, but they showed us renderings which could give us some hints into the direction the real car is taking. So how do you like the new Williams for the 2026 season, and what do you think they will be able to do this year? Let me know in the comments below, and see you at the next one.